I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
You see, we're on a mission from God.
Great Scott.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Hasta la vista, baby. Go ahead. Make my day.
I'm Ricky Bobby. You don't chew Big Red, then you.
Welcome to this episode of the Movie Zealots podcast. I'm your host, Tom, joined alongside my fellow Zealots, Joe and Paul. How are you guys doing for this episode?
Fantabulous.
Whew. Can't beat that. Paul's the winner.
Indeed.
I mean, we had to for this movie, right?
Yeah, the emanciation of Paul.
You have to say fantabulous because that's in the movie title.
Wow. Speaking of such things, this weekend or this episode, we are talking about Gretel and Hansel, JoJo Rabbit, The Gentleman, and our feature presentation is Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey. Or do you want me to say the whole title, Paul, for you?
I think you have to say the whole title.
And the fantabulous emanciation of one Harley Quinn.
Emancipation. I think emanciation is something else.
I said emancipation.
She was all emaciated by the end of it.
Wow, she was with the Joker. But before we get to that, let's get right into From the Cutting Room Floor. All right, let me start out this segment with I finally saw both Kingsman, in the second one, whatever that was, Kingsman and Kingsman 2. So I finally got to see both of those in preparation for The Kingsman, I guess, is the one coming out, the prequel. And Joe, let me say, you completely oversold the Elton John segment in 2. I'm expecting something amazing, something weird. He kicks a little bit of butt, but there.
How are you not just impressed and amazed by how stupid and awesome that was?
You completely oversold that. I'm sorry.
Sorry. I think it was great. I still say I didn't oversell it.
Yeah, I don't know. Also, guess what else I saw? Well, you're not going to be able to guess. The Peanut Butter Falcon. Do you guys know about this movie?
I would not have guessed that.
No. This is a Shia LaBeouf 2019 movie. Let me tell you something. Very good. Very good movie. I highly recommend checking this movie out. Easily his most likable role he's ever done. It's a very good movie. Paul, do you know about the Peanut Butter Falcon?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a very good movie. I highly suggest both of you go out. Check it out.
So you're saying better than Transformers?
Amazingly so. Amazingly.
Wow. Shocking.
It's a very warm, good movie. So go check it out. Okay, so both you and I, Joe, have experiences at the theaters that we went to since the last episode. I'll begin with mine. It's not nearly as interesting as yours. So I went to see, I don't know if it's Harley Quinn or I'm not sure what it was. I went to see a movie, Gentleman. It was a Gentleman, like on a Wednesday night. It was a 9:30 p.m. showing. So I pull up to the theater. I walk in, and there's like nobody around. So I go to the digital kiosk. I get my ticket, and as I walk through the theater past the concessions, I notice there is no one to take my ticket. Like there was nobody. I just walked right into the theater and sat down without interacting with a single person.
Huh.
I don't know what was. I know. So 9:30 on a Wednesday night.
There was a gas leak. Everyone evacuated. You walked in and watched the movie.
It was very strange. I was like, huh. They have no one on duty. I mean, they must have, right? So I mean, he just like left his station, I guess. But he was nowhere to be found.
They're not the Marine Corps.
But I mean, I went to the bathroom, I came out, and then I went in, and then I went to the theater, and at no point was there anybody stationed anywhere to collect my ticket. That was very strange. That's the first time that's ever happened. But Joe, what do you have?
Well, we went to see Fantasy Island.
Ah, yes. The movie that you thought was a horror movie, and I had to tell you.
I did think it was a horror movie. You saved me because this was great. There's multiple things of note with this too, because we sat down and we watched through all the previews.
Okay.
It's the first time I've ever watched a full set of trailers in a movie and not wanted to see a single movie advertised.
Wow.
I was like, wow, this is impressive. All looks horrible.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 5. I was like, holy crap, they've got to get one that I want to see, right?
You'd think,
get
right?
excited by I'm like, come on, there's got to be a good one. Nothing.
No.
And then we get through all the trailers and then do the theater thing. And then the feature presentation starts to ramp up. They do their Dolby digital intro and then Windows crashes.
Oh, man.
And so all you saw was the start menu and the thing on the movie screen. It just sat there.
Now, the funny thing about this is, so you post on Facebook that the computer crashed. So I see that post. I'm like, I wonder what movie you went to see. Then like a minute later, our a friend, Chris, who's been on the show, he posted he's in the same theater as you going to the same movie.
Yeah, he's a few rows behind me.
What a small world. And apparently, according to Chris, and you can verify this, so they came in and said, well, how long was it before they made the announcement that they weren't showing the movie?
It was almost 15 minutes.
Wow, really? Time. You sat there for 15 additional minutes after a half hour worth of trailers that you didn't want to watch.
Yep. And they come in and said, oh, no, we need to call tech support. We'll have this up for the next showing, but this one is gone.
Wow. So they told everyone to go out to the concession stand, right? And
yep, to see the customer service desk.
Oh, customer service desk, which had one person manned at it?
Yeah, there's one person there and everyone in the giant Dolby Digital Theater in line for it.
Oh, yeah. And let's say that this is the opening weekend of this movie. So
yeah, and I have the AMC A list, so I'm like, okay, I'm just leaving. I don't care.
Yeah.
You think I saw it? I don't care. I'm not going to redeem I only see that was the second movie I saw that week. I still had another one.
Yeah.
That I wasn't going to use anyway. So
well, Chris took his son. So Chris also has the A list. So he didn't have to get reimbursed for him, but he had to get for his son. But he said the line was so long and it's on his app. So he figured I'm just going to leave and then come back some other day and get reimbursed. And I never did follow up with him whether or not that worked or not, but I'm sure it did.
Yeah, I can't imagine that would be a problem for them. I mean, they know the app crashed.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, and then the funny
huge.
thing about the whole thing is I checked like 2 days later.
Yeah.
You know how like you hop on Facebook and it shows you stuff from your past or whatever?
Yeah.
2 years ago, 2 days later, it says 2 years ago, there's a picture of me at the movies with a movie crashing and a picture of Windows on the screen.
Wow, really?
That's never happened to me. I guess you watch more movies.
Yeah, me either. Yeah, that's very. You're bad.
It's just funny that it was, just almost exactly.
Yeah.
2 years to the day. It was like 2 days after or something.
Oh, you're one of those creatures where all the electricity goes crazy when they're about to show up.
Yes.
Wow.
And if you get me wet, I die. So it's
well, it's better than a gremlin where you.
I'll be a Shyamalan villain.
Little Joes pop out of you. Ding, ding,
wow.
ding.
You spawn, yeah.
All right. Well, so you didn't go to another movie that night, huh? You just went home.
No, we just say it was cold and I didn't want to stick around and wait for another movie I didn't want to watch. So
wow. All right. Well.
And we had recently seen Gretel and Hansel, so
yes, we'll get to that here in a second. But before we do that, let's get into the box office domestic weekend totals. This is weekend number 7 of 2020, and that's February 14th through 17th. And that's the President's Day weekend in the United States. So, number 1 in the ranking, Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, my son Ian went to see this movie, and he said it was really good. Everyone I've spoken to who's seen this movie said it is a good picture, a good kids movie, and with like an A rating. I think one of us need to bite the bullet and see this movie.
Wow, and that's so hard to believe, though.
I know, right?
Yeah, I'm not buying it. I
don't know. I might have to go see this movie.
Yeah, you might have to go see it. Joe definitely won't see it.
Yeah,
he doesn't like CGI and.
Yeah, no. Or Sonic or Blue People. Yeah. He's he's out.
I guess you're the most childlike of the three of. Oh.
Paul, I'm rubber, you're glue, buddy. Wow.
Sorry.
All right, so it made $70 million last weekend. The second movie is Birds of Prey. So that made 19. So this thing, it did not do well in its opening weekend at all. It underperformed. I think it was the worst DC opening ever. So that's not.
Did it get better when they renamed it?
I know, right? That's the funny thing. So they append Harley Quinn to it. Like that's going to make a big difference. I think what they should do.
We don't want to go too far into this, do we? We're not ready for this movie.
No.
Right?
Oh, no. But I think. But what I think they should do is name it Joker's ex-girlfriend, Harley Quinn, who are the antagonists of Batman and other DC heroes like Wonder Woman, Birds of Prey. I think that's enough keywords in there. I think they can get people into that theater.
Possibly that, or just get the trailer for the next Wonder Woman movie and splice in 5 seconds of her.
Oh, yeah, just have her like turn around. Yeah. I mean, they say the Joker's name enough in the movie. Well, yeah, again, Paul's probably right. We should probably stop. But, oh man, so crazy. So yeah, so it's not doing all that well at the box office. Number 3 is Fantasy Island. It could have made a little bit more, maybe even beat out Birds of Prey if that theater wouldn't have crashed. But
I haven't
there we have
I haven't heard Fantasy Island. I'm not even familiar with
So
this.
Fantasy Island is a movie where the trailer indicates it's a horror movie, 100%. And then you go into it and here it's a comedy.
The TV show sometimes like edged up to horror, right?
The TV show is horrific, if that's what you mean. But
well, no, I mean, no, there were episodes, like especially in the beginning.
That's the plane to plane person, right?
I was like 8 when this show was on, right?
At the beginning of the TV show, there was kind of an implication that maybe he was the devil. Not tattoo, but Khan.
Oh, okay, this is Paul though, so he's got to read.
Okay,
everything.
all right. You know, Khan. What's it? I don't know.
Ricardo Montalban?
Yeah.
Ah, yes. Hello. Well, yeah, I can say
it. It took me a minute. I'm like, Khan, what the hell's he talking? Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He was in Star Wars.
Oh, man. How could you? How could you? Oh, revenge is a dish best served cold.
Wow. Yeah, so I don't know. I think I want to go see it just to see what it's about. But yeah, I don't know. It's not. It came in 3rd place. Number 4, another opening weekend movie, The Photograph. I don't know much about this one. I remember seeing a trailer for it. I don't remember anything about it. I don't think I want to see it. Number 5 is Bad Boys for Life. Number 6 is 1917. Number 7 is Jumanji: The Next Level. I can't believe that movie's still in the theaters. 8, of course, you have Parasite, the Oscar-winning Best Picture. Yeah, we didn't discuss that yet, right? That it actually won. Yeah, the day we recorded last episode was the Oscars that day. And, this was the first Oscars I've ever watched the whole way through from beginning to end. And it wasn't all that interesting. I'm not sure why I did it.
I can't figure it out.
What? Paul, are you having a stroke? What's going on?
Do you smell toast?
What? Oh, did it cut it out? Did you not hear the whole thing?
We didn't hear anything.
Yeah, we just heard da 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 da.
This in silence.
Wasn't it a surprise that it won? I mean,
yes,
it has to be the first foreign film.
It is. It's the first one to win Best Picture. Yeah. And of course,
I tell you what, the best thing that the Parasite ever did was set off all the xenophobes on YouTube, because the entertainment after that became fantastic.
Oh, even Trump came out and he was against it. He was up in arms that it won.
Oh, did you see them reply to him? The studio replied to Trump.
Oh, he can't read. That's why.
Yes, of course you didn't like it. You can't read.
Yeah.
Oh, it's wonderful. Yeah, so Parasite is 8. Number 9 is Doolittle, which, wow. Okay. Number 10, that tells you how bad that where we are in the movie season that Doolittle can come in the top 10. And number 10 is the first opening weekend of Downhill, which is the movie with what's his name?
John
Julia Reed-Dreyfus.
Yes.
And yeah, what's his face?
Yeah, I can't.
Ricky Bobby.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ricky Bobby. Oh,
Dan.
Oh my God, are we? Okay,
Dan something, right?
We're closing down this podcast.
No,
we can't tell you. He's in our opening.
Yeah, shake and bake, baby.
Yeah.
Danny Mc.
No, not Danny McBride.
No.
No. Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell. Thank you. My God.
Oh, Will Ferrell. Okay,
that took way too long.
Yeah, that took way too long. Yeah.
Oh, no, I was thinking of the wrong Ricky Bobby. Sorry.
I heard it was completely awful. So I don't know.
Yeah, it didn't look great. So I guess just a curiosity, how much money did the number 10 movie gross?
Over the weekend, this is domestic, 5.1 million.
And it's called Downhill? It's not just a clever name?
Yeah, no, yeah. Well, It is Downhill, yes. Now, The Gentleman came in at 11, and Knives Out came in 12, which I can't believe that movie's still out. So there you go. Yeah, Sonic made 70. Birds of Prey made 19. Yeah, and then everything else started to slowly.
There's always pretty steep drop. I don't even know why they count it to number 10. I mean, by the time you get to number 4, it's like $80.
Yeah. Yeah, so there you go. So that is our domestic top 10. So I think we're ready to actually get into some reviews. So Joe, you go right ahead with your Gretel and Hansel review, and let's see how that is. So you're the only one that saw this one.
Yes, maybe in America. It was so bad.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
The opening, the worst part is it opened with this slightly out of focus shaky cam.
Ooh.
You know those crappy 4D rides amusement park before they got 4K video?
Yep.
I started getting seasick from this movie, just like you do in those rides.
Oh, that's not a good way to start a movie.
And for like the first three, I almost left after 3 minutes.
Wow.
But then the camera cleared up, and I really wish I had left. It was terrible. I'm not sure how a brother and sister, child actors, end up with different accents.
Oh, well, yeah, okay.
I'm like, it didn't follow the story of Hansel and Gretel.
Well, because it's Gretel and Hansel, so makes sense.
Yeah, or any story. It was just absolutely terrible.
Wow. Okay.
I just can't say enough bad things about this film.
Oh, that's what I'm assuming. That's a do not watch. Is that what we're saying?
Oh yeah.
Let's not put any words in his mouth, Paul. What's your rating?
Oh, I'm sorry. What rating? What rating do you give this movie?
That'd be a second run, Paul. Well, they worked really hard. They deserve some money.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I mean it didn't make any sense. The witch, they didn't follow like the whole thematic Hansel and Gretel themes or any of that. It just.
So but the story was based on the story though, right? Where the lady brings them in, tries to fatten them up and eat them. I mean, it's based on that.
Yeah, but they didn't do any of the things, right? She brought them in and fed them because they were starving. Because it was just terrible. It was poorly executed.
Was the witch played by the stepmother? That sometimes they do that, right?
No, the witch was the sister. Gretel was actually the heir to the witch, who had the same curse or whatever in her family that caused her to become the new witch by the end of it.
Oh wow.
Oh, okay, had a twist.
Oh, okay.
Not a good one. It was just kind of really awful. I don't even know how to describe it. It was just so strange. I'm like, because we were getting ready to go see it. I was like, "Are you sure you want to see it?" And she's like, "Yeah, I want to see it." I'm like, "You sure? All the reviews are saying it's terrible."
Sometimes those are the best movies. Not this time.
Yeah, it didn't work out this time though.
All right. Well, there you go. You guys ready to move on to JoJo Rabbit?
Indeed.
Okay. Now, Paul, you did not see JoJo Rabbit.
No, I did not. I'm sorry.
I did, and this is about a young boy who a German who goes to who belongs, I guess, to a camp, a summer camp.
It was the Hitler Youth summer camp.
Yeah. Now, let me tell you something about this movie. I absolutely love this movie. I thought it was better than Parasite, hands down. I'd watch this movie over and over again because not only is it funny, but it has heart. You know, at the end, it's very heartful, and it's a nice story. You feel good at the end.
Yeah, it's actually kind of charming.
Yes, it's very charming. And Sam Rockwell was fantastic in this movie. He made the movie for me. He was so funny.
It was great because when you watch the trailers, it just looks absolutely hideous and terrible.
Yeah.
But then you see the movie and realize that whole goofy Hitler was just this kid's imagination the entire time.
It's all in his head. Yeah, it's not actually Hitler.
So he's imagining Hitler as this big goofy weirdo, which made it just wonderful.
Oh, I love it. Now, also when I was watching the movie, I came to realize it's probably true. Like Sam Rockwell's character, he was a Nazi. However, he didn't really believe in the whole Nazi thing. Like he was only Nazi because the environment. He grew up in that environment. He went to the military, and just because his country believed in that crap, he just followed along. And at the end, you could tell he wasn't really into it because he let the Jew girl go and he saved the boy. I mean, at the end, he totally redeemed himself. But I imagine a lot of Nazis probably fell into that same type of
a lot of the German soldiers weren't all up on the ideology. However, what are you going to do, right? You're in the military, you're fighting.
Yeah. Unlike the lady, What's her face?
Oh yeah, what's her face?
Oh,
The funny one.
yeah.
Rebel.
Rebel Wilson. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Unlike her, when she stuck like a bomb or a grenade on the back of a kid and
Yes.
told him
She
to go
was
hug.
a true believer. Yeah.
Go hug one of the allies.
Go hug a soldier. Go hug an American.
That was so funny. This movie was really good. And the fact, like you said, at the end, they allowed Sam Rockwell's character to come and redeem himself, and he gave it a little heart. Yeah, at the end of this movie, I was very, very happy with it. It felt good. So yeah, this movie, for me, it's got to be a second run, I guess. I don't know if I go first run or not. Comedies are so subjective, and being a comedy about the Nazis, yeah, I don't know.
Oh yeah, and all the Jewish propaganda stuff.
Oh my lord, it was
all stuff. I had a buddy of mine who just used to point out, "Hey, look at all this shit that people are actually saying about us," and I'm like, "Holy crap, these people are real!" And all that stuff they said in the movie is actual real shit that people said about Jews.
Oh my lord,
which
that's
is like
insane.
shocking. I'm like, "What? Horns? Are you serious?" And he's like, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah, people think this is a thing," and I'm like, "Holy shit!"
Wow. Jeez, that's crazy. I'm gonna go second run. It's such a good movie. You feel good. It's not only a comedy, but you know, at the end of it, you're a happy camper.
It's a little bit warm, right?
Yeah.
Well, kind of. But I mean, you feel bad for the kid. I mean, they freaking kill his mom, but
yeah, that was awful.
Right? It's like, what the hell are they doing? Holy shit!
Yeah, I was like, oh man, but yeah, what a really, really well done movie. Joe, what say you?
I agree. A second run. It was just almost. I don't want to say a feel good movie. But,
yeah,
but you just laugh the whole time. It was so good.
Yeah, it was wonderful. So good. All right, that is JoJo Rabbit. Paul, go out and check out JoJo Rabbit. Next, we're doing The Gentleman. Joe, you saw this one, yes?
I did, yes.
And Paul, you did not again.
No, I did not.
All right, so this one is it's a rated R movie. And it's about an American expat tries to sell off his highly profitable marijuana empire in London, triggering plots, schemes, bribery, and blackmail in an attempt to steal his domain out from under him. IMDb has it as an 8.1 out of 10. So, and JoJo was 8 out of 10. So yeah, both rated very highly. My thoughts on this one. When this movie first started, I was a little worried. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to like this or not. But by the time it was over, this movie was awesome. I too found, like, this movie, like I said, I went to a 9:30 showing on a Wednesday. I'm usually in bed at 9:30 at night. So for me to start a movie at 9:30, I walked out of that theater at midnight and I was just full of energy. I was not tired in the least when I drove home. I love this movie. I thought Hugh Grant, his character was so good.
Really? Because that accent grated on me so bad. I didn't even hear him. I didn't even understand any of his words. I was just annoyed by the accent the entire time.
You're
it was
insane.
So terrible.
You're insane. It was so good. I loved it. And Colin Farrell as coach, I love that too. That guy just cracked me up. But yeah, this movie was absolutely I thought this was fantastic. And like I said, the last half hour when it brought everything around, and I was like, holy cow, this is incredible. I absolutely adored this movie. And Joe, I guess you're going to say something different, but I say this is a first run movie. You need to go out, check out The Gentleman. Oh man, I thought it was fantastic. I will definitely check this movie out once again. Joe, what's
I might have to watch it again at some point because I thought it was slow and it just drug, and I didn't like it at all. I mean, I checked the time during the movie, and I never do that. I actually looked down at my I looked down at my watch to see what time it was. I'm like, it just dragging on.
I think the last part, because at the very beginning, like I said, I was a little concerned because the way they present the movie with the two guys just talking back and forth and recapping what's going on, it was a little slow there. Yes, I'll admit that, because like I said, at the beginning I was a little concerned, but the last half hour or whatever part that is when they start recapping what actually happened, I thought it made up for the slowness of the beginning of the movie, and it surpassed it. Because I thought that, I mean, tell me you didn't love the ending of that movie when it all came about and it concluded. Man,
by that time I was just waiting for it to end.
Oh, Joe.
I just I don't know, maybe because I saw it late too. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I need to see it earlier in the day. But I just did. I mean, the most entertaining part of that movie, because the buddy I went with, we were the only two people in the theater.
Yeah.
And so we're sitting there. You know, people bring candy and stuff like that in the theater with them.
Yeah.
So he's just sitting there and he's waiting. The lights go on and he goes, "Oh, good, I can eat." And he reaches into his pocket and he pulled out a burrito.
Wow, a burrito.
Which was just wonderful. So that was the best part of my whole night. So this guy pull a burrito out of his pocket.
Wow.
But yeah, I didn't really care for it at all. I just hated Hugh Grant's accent so bad.
No way. I thought
couldn't even hear. By the time the movie was over, I didn't even hear words. I just heard that grating accent.
Oh, I love that dude. What a great character. I loved it. I thought he was great.
I think I need to see it again.
Yeah, I think you need to see it again without a dude next to you eating a burrito. All right. Well, what rating do you give it then?
I was giving it a TV, but I didn't really. It didn't resonate with me at all. And maybe I missed something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you need to see it again. It was fantastic. Oh, you're insane.
Because you liked it that much, there must have been something I missed.
Wow.
So.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm not sure how you missed it, but yeah, you maybe should check it out again. I thought it was fantastic. All right, then let's go into our feature presentation.
And now our feature presentation.
This episode's feature presentation is Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey. Or I guess, so what is it, Paul? Because it's Birds of Prey.
No, I noticed that up on the thing they had Harley.
Yeah, the marquee,
Harley
yeah.
Prey. I thought the title was Birds of Prey.
And the Fantabulous Emancipation of one Harley Quinn. Yes, that's what it was, opening weekend, then it bombed. So then they appended Harley Quinn, to Birds of Prey. So I think technically it's Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey, and the Fantabulous Emancipation of one Harley Quinn.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there's more than one colon in that. Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah. I need a colon cleanser after watching this. But when I saw it, I went to see it, the little marquee in front of each individual theater, it just said Harley Quinn. It didn't even say Birds of Prey.
Well, and my theater wasn't exactly empty. I was kind of surprised. It was, pretty half full. It was a small theater, but
I went to see it later.
I'm surprised it did horrible, but I mean, well, not because of the movie, but just.
Well,
because.
let me get through my stuff, and then we'll talk about what our thoughts are.
Oh, okay, all right.
Tagline: Gotham's worst brings out their best. Meet Harley Quinn, Black Canary, Huntress, Renee Montoya, and Cassandra Cain. Released February 7th, 2020. Director Kathy Yan. She has directed Dead Pigs and a bunch of shorts. Rated R. Runtime 1 hour 49 minutes. Starring Margot Robbie, Rosie Perez, and Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Description: After splitting with the Joker, Harley Quinn joins superheroes Black Canary, Huntress, and Renee Montoya to save a young girl from an evil crime lord. IMDb gives it a 6.6 out of 10, while Rotten Tomatoes critics give it a 78%, and the audience gives it a 79%. Box office budget, $74.5 million. Opening weekend, it made 33. Gross in the U.S. has made 67 so far, and in the worldwide, 155 million. Notes: before Ewan McGregor was cast as Black Mask, Sam Rockwell was considered to play Black Mask. Rockwell passed on the role, but was considered the archetype for the casting. So we just talked about Sam Rockwell in JoJo Rabbit. He would have been a really good Black Mask.
To me, it seems like the original script probably had Joker in the actual villain role. I mean, it would have made more sense.
No. Hey, wait, let me talk to you. Oh, wait, my next note will tell you what the actual first villain was. Oh, by the way, Joe, you haven't seen this, and Paul and I have seen this, so everyone knows. The next note: the Penguin was originally intended to be the main antagonist of the movie, but was scrapped due to his appearance in The Batman portrayed by Colin Farrell. Now, we just talked about Colin Farrell in another movie, so see how all these actors are coming together in this episode. It's amazing. Yeah, so apparently the Penguin was going to be the antagonist, which is really weird, I guess, but maybe not. So there you go, Paul. There's your answer to who the original antagonist
But again, the movie would have been a lot better.
Yes.
Had the actual villain been.
Yes.
And not even, I'm not saying I love Jared Leto, but the natural villain should have been the Joker.
Yes,
here.
then that would be the emancipation of Harley Quinn. if she went
but
against.
Yeah, this is horrible. I mean, how do you have the emancipation of Harley Quinn? What you think he's just going to be he's going to break up? He's just going to, it's going to be an amicable breakup when you break up with the Joker. Really? Really? Let's go.
Well, let's go their separate ways. They're still friends. Renee is the first canonically gay character in either a Marvel or DC movie, and when we're introduced to her ex-girlfriend, it's a nice nod to the queer history of the character, who once dated Kate Kane's Batwoman. Now, let me ask you this, Paul, because I've noticed the word queer being used a lot more, and including at the Oscars. Is that turned a corner? And that's now a...
Well, no, I think the point being that a queer... It's like when you say a person of color instead of saying the particular whatever, it's a more general category, right? It's like, okay, let's...
Okay.
And instead of just saying the first lesbian, it's the first queer of any kind that... Right? You know what I'm saying, right?
So in context, it can be a good word.
It's a more of an umbrella. It's definitely been reclaimed. Queer, yeah.
Yeah, because before it was always just
say
bad.
that when some people tend to say that people that are queer are more of the non-binary people, that really embrace the queer term.
I don't know. I just noticed it. Yeah, like I said, the Oscars, they somebody said something about queer. Now this says queer. I'm like, huh.
No, queer is definitely considered an okay word to use.
Oh.
The people, and I kind of agree that maybe we shouldn't put words like away. Instead, we should try to make the words not have the negative connotation.
Exactly.
I think it's a much better way to go, because otherwise you give the word power, right?
Yes.
I'd like to see faggot become more of a,
Yes.
Yeah, just embrace it. Then it has no power over you, really, right?
You should start saying the N-word.
I'll bring it back.
I would agree but that's not me, right? I don't have the right to say
I guess. All right.
But I would agree that trying to hide a word.
Oh, it makes it worse, right?
It makes it worse.
Yes. The haters are going to hate. If they find a sore, sore, they're going to poke at it, right? So if you just embrace it, like you said, and it has no power, so they'll stop using it. So.
Yeah. That's my opinion. That's my worthless opinion.
I agree with you. All right, let's move on. This is, you guys can guess. I came nowhere close, by the way. What number of film is this in the DC Extended Universe?
6.
Okay. Joe?
Yeah, 6. Well,
okay.
7. I'll have to give a different answer. So I'll say 7.
8. It was actually 8th.
Oh, okay, yeah, I could buy it.
I guess. Wow.
Although the Suicide franchise doesn't seem to fit the others.
Yeah.
I'm counting this one particular one as part of the Suicide. Harley Quinn. Let's call it the Harley Quinn franchise.
Yes. I guess
you could easily take the Harley Quinn out and say, oh, that's a separate universe, right?
Easily, yes. Yeah. No question. Especially since
they don't seem to be cohesive in any way with DC.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know Affleck had like one small scene in but you could barely,
yeah,
you didn't even know it was him. He was in the bat suit, right? I mean,
yeah, I don't know. And guess what else? This is the first DC Extended Universe film not to be in 3D.
Oh, thank goodness! I am so happy this 3D crap is finally over.
I like 3D. It's different. Also, guess what else? Lady Gaga was offered a lead role in the film, but she turned down the offer. How do you like that?
Who was she going to be, I wonder?
She was going to be the singer, probably, right? The Canary Lady?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Dina.
That would make sense, right?
Dina Lance.
She's a singer. But, yeah. Well, Lady Gaga is, she's won some TV. What's the TV award?
People's Choice?
No, the TV one. Not Oscar.
Like
Emmy.
Oh,
I think she won an Emmy. I think she's won an Oscar.
For American Horror Story.
Yeah,
well,
she's won an Oscar.
Lady Gaga's real now, right? If they had got her, 10 years ago?
Yes,
they
when
could
she
have
was
got her into this.
eager to act.
Shit show.
Yeah, no question.
Yeah, Star is Born kind of.
Yeah, no, yeah, she's too high class now, so forget about it. All right, so here's my thoughts. The fight scenes are really good. I'll give them credit for that. At no point during any of the fight scenes when the ladies were fighting and beating up men did I think, well, this is implausible, or it doesn't look right, or it looks scripted, or it looked like more of a dance than it was a fight. I mean, they really did a really good job of making those fight scenes seem natural and real, as if they actually could happen. So I'm down with that. But this movie just fell flat for me 100%. The whole time I watched it, I'm like, this is just awful. This is garbage. I didn't like it at all. And then I talked to Rowan. You guys remember Rowan? He was on. He's a big Star Wars and MCU. Well, no, not Star Wars. I'm sorry. He's actually anti-Star Wars, I believe. Big MCU guy. And obviously DC comic. Should I say that way? He loved the movie. So I don't know. I'm Paul. I guess I'll have to wait for what you think. But this movie to me, it's just not a good movie at all. And I love Margot Robbie. So I don't know. I just thought it was over the top. And I guess it's supposed to be over the top and it's supposed to be stupid or whatever, but it was stupid. And I didn't find any enjoyment out of it.
Well, the problem was it was stupid, but it wasn't funny stupid.
No.
I mean, if it had been funny.
Yes.
And that because Harley Quinn took a lot of the Deadpool kind of vibe in her comic book, where she talks to the audience and is silly and over the top.
Okay, yeah, that was not what this movie was.
But yeah, it just wasn't funny. I mean, and they tried to do that somewhat, but
yeah, they didn't succeed. I didn't. This movie, I was watching it, I'm like, oh my god, this thing's just got to end. I didn't. It just didn't appeal to me.
You know what I like in my Birds of Prey movie? The Birds of Prey. Damn it.
Well, it's Harley Quinn : so yeah.
Oh, well, it wasn't originally, right? Jeez. Oh man.
Yeah, they don't come together till the very end, obviously. So, but it's setting up for a sequel, I guess. I don't know.
One of the best Batman animated series episodes is the episode in which the Joker finds out he has feelings for Harley and decides she must die because of him.
Okay.
Because he can't have that, right?
Yeah.
And so she leaves him and she hooks up with Poison Ivy. And they go after Batman. And they would kill Batman, except the Joker doesn't allow it at the last minute. And then they all get back together. Well, they get back together. And she leaves Poison Ivy for Joker. That was a great episode. And that's kind of what I'm like, isn't that the movie we should be seeing? And I'm not saying exactly those lines.
Yeah.
That should have been what this movie was, kind of. It should have gone down that sort of. Yes. I mean, obviously she doesn't end up back with him, but in a cartoon you have to end up where you started, right? Nobody can change like that. But,
yeah.
But so I don't think you should have brought in the Birds of Prey. I don't know why you brought in the Birds of Prey. I mean, it's not that popular of a. It was a 2 seasons television show.
Yeah. I have no idea.
Most people don't know who they are, right?
Yeah, I still don't know who they are.
I feel like the television versions of the Black Canary. I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean. I don't know.
I mean, also not knowing any of the characters or who has superpowers and who don't or doesn't.
Yeah.
When was it the Black Canary that sang and like her voice blew all those people away?
Yeah.
Not knowing that she had that power and then she just did it. I was like, oh, this is stupid. Like, it seemed like a matter of convenience. Like, oh, we have to get out of this, so let this lady who can sing.
Well, and then it wasn't even a plot point. I don't even think she needed it. Was it really necessary? Did it really?
I mean, they're out of bullets, Paul. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I know.
Was it kind of like Scarlet Witch in the MCU, where they've never defined her powers except for when it's convenient? Well, that's always annoyed me about her, because I still don't know what her powers are.
Oh, in the comics, she has the canary call, and that is her only thing. The only thing she has, really, other than being like a martial artist and all of that.
Yeah, but not knowing any of that, just watching the movie, I was just like, oh well, that's convenient. Yeah, I don't know.
Every time you get in trouble, some eagles show up and carry you away.
Hey, now you stop that right there.
And I don't know how you have
Lord of the Rings is much better.
I guess maybe I understand why they didn't have Batgirl, and Batgirl Oracle is definitely a member of the Birds of Prey. I mean, she's usually like the leader? Question mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. So it failed as a Birds of Prey movie. And it failed as a Harley movie. I love Harley Quinn. It wouldn't have taken much for me to like this movie, but I found it was boring. I never even giggled or laughed or smiled. Nothing. It was just
and Ewan McGregor, as much as I liked him in this role, the Black Mask as a character, like the character that they built, it just did nothing for me. He didn't seem menacing at all to me. I don't know. He seemed like a little nutty, and I don't know. He just as a villain. I thought he was pretty weak.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Agreed. Kind of.
Yeah.
It just wasn't there, and it definitely doesn't set up a Birds of Prey movie because it doesn't really, it doesn't have enough of them in it. They're just passing through characters, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I hate to say it, but I mean, like I said, I did like the fight scenes, but that's not enough to watch this movie. I say don't watch. I'm sorry.
I kind of have to agree. I mean,
wow, 2 don't watches it.
Wow. And
wow,
that's so
disappointing
for
the 2 of you to say don't watch.
And
you guys
and I wanted to like this movie. I really did.
Yeah, it's sad. But it is what it is. I mean, it's not a good movie.
No, it isn't what it is.
Hey, guess what, though?
Sorry, I have to every once in a while.
Yeah, I know.
Whenever someone says it is what it is, I have to
say,
no, it's not what it is.
Contradict my obvious. But I think, so we have GalaxyCon coming to Richmond. I think it's the last weekend of February.
GalaxyCon?
Yeah, it's like a Comic-Con thing.
I would never heard of it.
Yeah, it's touring around. They have John Bernthal is going to be there, and a lot of people from Kevin Smith's universe, and some more Walking Dead. So there's going to be a Walking Dead panel and just all kinds of stuff. And Rowan's actually going to go to at least one day of it. So I'm thinking about maybe trying to get him to come on and talk about it. And if he does,
are you going to go?
I want to, but my son
what are you going to dress up as?
My son has a swim meet that day.
Okay.
Well,
okay.
Saturday, the day that John Bernthal is going to be there, and he's going to have a couple panels actually. He's going to have a panel just to himself where he can talk about all his movies or whatever you want to talk about. Then he's going to be part of the Walking Dead panel, and then they have a bunch of professional wrestlers that are going to be there, which I guess my son would probably enjoy. And they have just a ton of. They have Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh, what's his face is going to be there? Michael Rooker. He's gonna be there. That's gonna be wonderful. Oh, I'd love to see him live. But yeah, there's a ton of stuff, and yeah, unfortunately I can't go. But like I said, I think Rowan's gonna go, and I'm gonna try to get him to come on the show to discuss what he does that day. So if he does, I'm sure he'll have his opinion of Birds of Prey and why he thinks it actually is a good movie.
Geez.
He's wrong, but
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Sorry.
We'll give him 30 seconds to.
Maybe he saw a different movie. Maybe he watched the television show and thought that was the movie.
Maybe he watched before they put the Harley Quinn at the beginning of it. It was a different cut, probably.
He saw the original cut.
Yeah, it was the original. Yeah. So there you go. Joe, do you have any questions about this movie? I'm assuming you don't.
Not anymore. I had some, but you guys answered them so thoroughly.
It's not worth your time. It really
isn't. Yeah, I'm not even curious anymore to go because I was thinking, I'll go watch it anyway, and now I don't want to. So
yeah, Margot Robbie.
You guys'
is good.
Advice.
Yeah,
I love Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
That's the problem. You know what? I'll just watch I, Tonya again next week.
There you go. There you go. All right. Well, I think that'll bring this episode to a close. So thanks again to Paul and Joe for joining me. And until next time, that's a wrap.